12 hours before the polls open, we hear from McCaskill and Hawley as they make a final push to get your vote.
New video, a man wearing a GOP jacket is caught on camera removing a McCaskill campaign door hanger from a woman's home.
And we're live in Cape Girardeau ahead of the president's final rally in the Show Me State.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU-8 News starts now.
24 hours now from the time we take back Missouri's Senate seat for the people of Missouri and fire Claire McCaskill. Are you ready?
It's just not about they stink, he stinks, she stinks. It's about what you get done and how you get that work done.
Josh Hawley and Claire McCaskill make their last appearances before tomorrow's election. Both candidates made their final pitches today in mid-Missouri to try and get your vote. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain.
And I'm Jim Rake. Thanks for joining us. KOMU-8's Matthew Judy was at both rallies. He's here in the studio with more on their last-minute messages.
Both candidates rounded the state today, with McCaskill stopping in Columbia and Hawley in Jefferson City. In a race that's been too close to call, they made their last-minute pleas.
The future direction of the United States Senate is coming down to our votes right here in the state of Missouri.
Both candidates spared no hyperbole today in their final day of campaigning before tomorrow's midterm election. First, Hawley was in Jefferson City this morning, where he attacked McCaskill's immigration policies.
Claire McCaskill has said that the border wall is embarrassing. She has voted against border funding. She has voted for sanctuary cities. She has voted for amnesty.
McCaskill fired back this afternoon from Columbia, focusing on military veterans.
Josh Hawley has managed to get through this entire campaign without once talking about veterans and the importance of taking care of veterans and the challenges that veterans face, and that this is an ongoing work in progress.
Progress that she said is about more than actual politicians.
I think that it's really important that we remember that this campaign is about issues. It's just not about they stink, he stinks, she stinks. It's about what you get done and how you get that work done.
McCaskill was surrounded by veterans and the chair of the Missouri Democratic Party, who expressed strong words of support.
We know you're going to continue to be a fierce champion for Missouri's veterans. You've always fought for us, and we are all so proud to fight for you.
Meanwhile, Hawley was supported by multiple Republican leaders, including Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft.
We've got the chance to make a difference, to show the nation the direction we should go. And we're going to do that with Josh Hawley, our Attorney General, who's been doing it here in Missouri, and we're going to send him to D.C. to help change things there.
The website Real Clear Politics, which averages the national news organization's projections, has Hawley ahead of McCaskill by 0.6 points, with 46.8% of the vote. In the studio, Matthew Judy, KOMU-8 News.
In tonight's Target 8 Fact Check, an ad attacks the office Josh Hawley holds now as the Missouri Attorney General. KOMU-8's Ian Nickens takes a look at the claims.
SMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Senate Majority PAC made this ad. Their goal is to win Senate races for Democrats. KOMU-8 has checked some of its work already. This first claim: Josh Hawley started his career at a lobbying firm in D.C. that represents big insurance companies. Previous reporting shows Hawley did in fact used to work for a firm called Hogan Lovells, which has lobbied for companies like Aflac and USAA. This claim is true.
Now, Hawley's running for Senate, backed by $18 million in secret dark money.
We fact-checked this one before, too. Senate Majority clearly likes to hit the same notes in their ads. KOMU-8 has found the $18 million figure comes from two PACs, the Senate Leadership Fund and the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Those PACs are not inherently dark money groups. They could become dark money groups, but then again, so could the Senate Majority PAC. This claim is misleading and needs context. Next claim: Hawley flies on a lobbyist's plane. The Senate Majority PAC got this information from Politico, which pulled up some public records and found Hawley did in fact fly on a lobbyist's plane. That money and the plane came from Travis and Kelly Brown. The plane is registered to the Browns' mailing address. Brown is a registered lobbyist. Last but not least, the Senate Majority Fund cites the New York Times as saying Hawley's term as the Missouri Attorney General has been mismanaged and chaotic. The article does say both of those things, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. This report says Hawley's office has been slow in investigations, and some of Hawley's staff question if the AG put in 40-hour work weeks. Hawley responded to the article the next day on a Springfield TV station, refuting the report and saying his office has been aggressive in its work. Overall, this ad is mostly true. The news sources it cited has the facts right, but claiming a connection to dark money is too vague and difficult to prove. Ian Nickens, KOMU-8 News.
We've done a series of fact checks this political season, covering the same number of ads on McCaskill and on Hawley. Those are all on our website at KOMU.com.
Security cameras can catch all sorts of things. A Columbia woman says her camera caught someone swapping out campaign flyers at her doorstep. Take a look at the video. A man wearing a black jacket with GOP written across the shoulder removes a piece of Claire McCaskill doormail and puts it in his pocket. He then looks around a little more before replacing McCaskill's doormail with Josh Hawley's doormail. Lindsay Richardson posted the video on Facebook. It's been shared nearly 600 times. She calls the video disrespectful.
Political things aside, it's just disrespectful to come to somebody's house and take their mail off their front door and replace it with somebody else's.
KOMU-8 News contacted Hawley's campaign today but did not get any response. We promoted this story earlier that the person on camera was with his camp, but we were not able to confirm that. Coming up, the president is back in the Show Me State for the second time in just 4 days.
President Trump made an appearance in Columbia last week, and now he's holding his last rally in Cape Girardeau just 1 day before voters head to the polls. KOMU-8's Kasha Carriage joins us from inside the Show Me Center with a preview of the president's appearance. Kasha.
Hi, Jim and Emily. We are live in Cape Girardeau at the Show Me Center. And let me tell you, it is pouring rain outside, but that hasn't stopped anyone in here from coming to see their president. I mean, my shoes are soaking. President Trump came to Columbia last week, and according to the Secret Service, over 7,000 people were there. Trump is here to endorse Republican U.S. Senate candidate Josh Hawley. He stopped before this in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Cleveland, Ohio, and is scheduled to talk at 9 p.m. here in Missouri. And we will be giving updates on Facebook and on Twitter, and we'll be back live at 9 p.m. Live in Cape Girardeau, Kasha Carriage, KOMU-8 News.
We will have a live report on the president's stop in Cape Girardeau at 9 and 10. Also, KOMU-8's Landon Burke has a special report on election security. Find out how the Boone County clerk plans to protect your votes. That's coming up on KOMU-8 News at 10.
Tonight, new details in the July capsizing of a duck boat on Table Rock Lake. Records show the boat's water pump was replaced with a less powerful system. The Kansas City Star reports the original pump was capable of removing up to 250 gallons of water per minute. Coast Guard inspection records show similar replacement pumps in other boats could only extract 20 gallons of water or less per minute. The duck boat's parent company, Ripley Entertainment, declined to comment on these latest details.
Columbia police say a man is in custody after a bank robbery this afternoon. It happened at the Commerce Bank near Providence and Nifong. Police say the man entered the building, took out a gun, and demanded money. Police arrested 34-year-old Roger Ballinger for first-degree robbery and armed criminal action. No one was hurt.
Coming up, how a Maryland woman is connected to Darnell Gray. Will explain the link next.
And it's the warmest it's been all day. Temperatures at 50 degrees now in Columbia and Jefferson City. This cloud cover slowly starting to push out of the area. We are looking at more rainfall, though, later on this week. Plus, I'm tracking your election day hour by hour. Tracking it all coming up later.
Welcome back. A GoFundMe page asked people to donate money for Darnell Gray's funeral, but many believe it's a scam. Skeptics took to Facebook to warn others not to send money. KOMU-8's Ethan Burks is here in the studio to explain how the page is a potential fraud.
4-year-old Darnell Gray was found dead October 30th in Jefferson City. That same night, a person by the name of Mandy Campbell created a GoFundMe page from Maryland asking for donations and posted on Facebook to cover his funeral. Many were angry and pointed out it was a scam on GoFundMe's website. One user says the account took up to $1,300. It wasn't long before the page was taken down after several complaints. GoFundMe's website clearly states that donors who feel their money has been misused are able to get it back through the company's guarantee policy. One local business leader says people need to do their own digging before making a donation.
Many of them are very well-meaning. However, just like in any other situation, there are scammers and there are people who don't necessarily know what they're doing. So that's why it's important from the consumer perspective to do as much research up front as you can before giving.
Several people showed their well-meaning by making direct donations to the Leak & Sons Funeral Home in Chicago, where the Gray family will hold the funeral sometime this week. In the studio, Ethan Burks, KOMU-8 News.
Two St. Louis daycare workers were charged today after video of a toddler fight club turned up. Court documents say the two were supervising children ages 3 and 4 when they encouraged the kids to fight. A police report says the two women were fired and child services were called in.
Coming up after the break, I'm tracking your election day hour by hour. Plus, we're looking at some possible snow and the coldest air of the season's on the way. Tracking it all coming up.